Hello, my name is Dr. Kelly Shear, and I interview and coach executives for a living. Today, I'm going to talk about how to do just that, how to interview executives for selection or development. I'll share a high-level overview of the themes I cover in my assessments of individuals for any executive level position. This video is useful for HR professionals and hiring managers. It can also be useful for applicants to have a sense for what an assessment is comprised of. By the way, when I use the term assessment, I'm referring to a multi-step process that basically includes an interview of an executive and online testing, for example, personality testing or aptitude testing. To begin with, you want to know why you are conducting the assessment. Is it for selection or development purposes? If for selection, you are interviewing the executive for a specific role, either within or outside of their current organization. If the assessment is for development purposes, the organization typically wants to have an individual go through the assessment process to better understand the individual's strengths and development opportunities, as well as their motivations and how they might be even more effective in their current role and/or set themselves up for larger roles in the future. No matter if the assessment is for selection or development, I always want to talk to the hiring manager or other key stakeholders in the organization prior to the assessment to understand their take on the individual who will undergo the assessment. What are their stated or unstated goals for the assessment, and what do they want to learn from the process? For example, they may want to know, why does this person really want this job? They have only been at their current organization for 1 year. What's the story there? Or it might be more straightforward. For example, what is this person's approach to developing talent? Understanding my stakeholders' perspectives is so important for context, and also as a service provider, I want to meet the needs of my clients. If they have a need to understand something specific about the individual, I need to do what I can to provide the answer to them. There's one additional step that needs to be completed prior to my interview of the executive. The executive will be asked to take a series of online questionnaires. I will want to analyze the results, and based on those results, I will put together key questions I want to probe with the individual based on themes I'm seeing in their test results. For example, when I look at someone's personality test results, I might discover that they are very caring, but are uncomfortable with conflict. Therefore, in the interview, I would make sure to get context for this or pressure test this. Does this person have any concrete examples of engaging in conflict, or do they avoid it? I combine these probe questions from the stakeholders and my observations of the test results with the following themes: results, people leadership, strategy or decision-making, and influence. Depending on the role, I might probe additional areas such as, if it's an operations role, I would ask questions about operational excellence, or if it's for a marketing position, I would ask about innovation and customer focus. You want to make sure that your interview is balanced with positively and negatively valenced questions. For example, for the topic of results, I would ask both, what is a key achievement that you led that resulted in improved business results? And what is a failure or setback that you had in business where you did not meet performance expectations? Asking a balanced set of questions will give you a well-rounded picture of the executive. These negative questions might feel uncomfortable to ask, but they are important because it gives you a sense of someone's vulnerability and whether they acknowledge and learn from mistakes. In other words, do they recognize that they are not perfect and don't have to be? As an assessor, I can tell you that leaders that say their biggest weakness is perfectionism, or others will want more of me, or the absolute worst response, "No one has ever given me negative feedback, so I can't think of anything I need to work on," are the least impressive, and these responses are a red flag for me. Further, leaders who respond, "They have never failed," is also a red flag for me. It indicates either that the person isn't taking enough risks, or that they do not take accountability for mistakes, or that they have not learned from their mistakes since they have never had any. In my experience, leaders who have not grappled with failure, who take on roles of additional responsibility, are a big risk for organizations. It's a big question mark how they will handle failure when they meet it. Will they hold their team to impossible standards and have their team members worried about making mistakes? To recap, these are mission-critical things to do when assessing executives. Get context from key stakeholders, prepare for the interview with specific questions to probe with the individual you are assessing, balance your interview with positively and negatively valenced questions, and understand the individual's level of vulnerability and self-awareness. That brings us to the end of this video. Thank you for watching and see you next Thursday.